against the #3 Saskatchewan Huskies in what should be a great rematch, the fifth matchup between these two teams all time between these two programs. UBC, the only victory coming in 2014 against these Huskies, and they're looking to do exactly that here this weekend against the Huskies.
Yeah, of course, the Huskies last year, after defeating UBC, went on to the final and captured their 12th Canada West Championship in program history, and UBC is looking to make that, not let them get back there this year.
Yeah, most definitely, and head coach Van Bootenschaan saying it best earlier, it feels different than last year. It feels like these guys are on a real mission. I don't hear guys talking about the future or nationals. They're talking about, you know, every day how they can have a productive day, be sharper, execute the little things, and against a really, really tough Saskatchewan Huskies team that's extremely hungry, extremely ready, it seems, coming off of a huge sweep last weekend in the quarterfinals against the Alberta Golden Bears in terrific style, a 5-0 shutout victory and a 3-2 overtime victory with Keaton Sorensen being the hero in that game too. And I think this Huskies team is ready and prepared to do what they did last year, beating this UBC team in 3 games and going on to win the Canada West Championship. But I think as well, this UBC team has a chip on their shoulder and looking for revenge this year.
Definitely, it's going to be a great matchup here. And as you mentioned, last weekend in the shutout victory, it was Nolan Meyer in net for the University of Saskatchewan Huskies, as he gets the 2 big wins and he gets the nod again tonight.
Yeah, most definitely, and it was a bit of a 3-headed monster this year for head coach Brandon Cote, as he had Jordan Coy, who's been terrific for him throughout the past couple years, as well with the 2 rookies in Nolan Meyer and Brian Thompson. And Nolan Meyer having a fantastic weekend last week. 2 games played, a .92 goals against average, .967 save percentage with a shutout, and earning Canada West Men's Hockey Player of the Week.
And on the other side there, you see him, Brett Meerwald gets the nod for UBC, as the former Vancouver Giant gets a nod between the pipes in what's been a 2-headed monster for UBC in between the pipes.
Yeah, most definitely, and we'll have to see how head coach Van Bootenschaan plays his cards this weekend with Meerwald and Schwebius. But Brett Meerwald being honored with the Canada West First Team All-Star accolade this morning, having a terrific season with 14 games played, 11 wins on the year. And Nolan Meyer throughout this season, 9 games played, 6-2 on the season, and with 2 huge wins last weekend, getting the nod from head coach Brandon Cote in what should be an absolutely stellar series here in the semifinals.
And we will throw it down to ice level for our national anthem. We would like to acknowledge that we're in the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Musqueam people here at UBC's Point Grey campus. All right, so just about set for this one, as these 2 teams went head-to-head last year, as we mentioned, in the semifinals, with the Huskies getting the win in 3 games. And it was a rough affair. There was a lot of physicality in that series, and we expect the same tonight.
Yeah, most definitely a physical, fast, a lot of scoring. You had the likes of Chance Petruick with 7 points in that series last year. he'll be looking to do that type of damage here this weekend as well. Sasha Mutala had a successful weekend as well. Jake Lee wasn't able to get too much going in just the 2 games these teams played only this year. He'll be looking to make a difference here this weekend. Veteran core group on both sides looking to get back to nationals.
All right, and we're off in this Canada West semifinal matchup. UBC, the home side, in their home whites with the blue trim. And the Huskies in the black trim as a chance out front, a backhand, and a save from Meerwald as an early chance off the bounce off the end boards for Keeler, and he's turned aside.
And the next point I was going to get to is this UBC team hasn't seen game action in 20 days. They got to get going early here as this Saskatchewan team feeling good and confident coming off of their 2 games last weekend. UBC cannot start slow against the Huskies here today.
Yeah, quite the break. And head coach Sven Butenschan of the Thunderbirds talking about the sports science that they enacted, trying to stay fresh, as a shot there from Weir is blocked by Petrovic. Now weaving through is Roulette. Connor Roulette to Petrovic. The shot, a backhand. Another chance, and that's turned aside by Meerwald. Petrovic didn't get all of it on a great feed from Roulette, and then followed it up, but Meerwald stayed with it.
And those two right there combining for 8 points last weekend against Alberta. And 2 of the top leading scorers, the 2 top leading scorers on this team, and Petrovic and Roulette trying to do damage here early. This Huskies team is going to look for that line to really get them going.
Now McNabb trying to get to the loose puck, and it's poked away from him at the last moment. Good defensive recovery there. Now Roulette back into the UBC zone. The pass cross seam looking for Petrovic back door, and they can't connect. Now UBC looking to respond. Jake Wright to the top of the circle. A shot and a shoulder save by Meyer. Puck flipped out to the UBC side of center. These 2 teams wasting no time getting right to it, as a couple great chances either way. And we're not even 2 minutes in yet. Sadra Kang will step in off the blue line, taken into the boards by Hayes. Leaves for Kotai. Williams to the far side. Smith a shot, blocked. Gets another opportunity through traffic, and that's tracked well by Meyer. Puck squeaks out to neutralize Riley Kotai. And that hit the referee. Ouch, that looked like it hurt. Seems to be all right for now as the teams battle along the end boards. Comes free to Hayes. To the far side. Berthollet plays it back. And both teams will get changes. Now down the left wing. Renier passing to the point. That shot blockered away by Meerwald. Renier playing it back. Sent right back into the UBC zone. Kept in by Kinniberg. Jake Lee passing ahead for Douse. He just gets a stick on it to negate the icing, and UBC will change up. Kinniberg weaves his way through neutral ice, passing off, and that looked offside to me. Sorensen a shot, just missing on the low glove side as the puck goes out to neutral ice. Sorensen backhands it in. Keeler chasing down the puck with Seraglio back, passing up the near side boards. Chris Douglas. Pass knocked down by Holt. Now bouncing puck into the Saskatchewan zone. Keeler playing it back for Jordan. It's in his feet. He has to corral it as he one-hands it to the UBC side of center. Chipped in by Atkinson. Reinhardt is back. A big hit along the boards from Scott Atkinson, taking down Keeler. UBC, as you mentioned, hasn't played in 20 days, but they did win 8 straight to finish the season. Holt streaking down the right wing, tries a pass out front, one-hands it, and steered away by Meerwald.
Yeah, this UBC team finding their groove, probably not wanting that long break, but the bye in the last week of the regular season as well, getting rewarded with a bye for being the first seed in the West. Yeah, with the long break, we'll have to get their legs going early. And you said it. These two teams know each other very well and have not taken long getting acclimated with one another. Some good rushes up and down the ice.
Now a turnover. Riley Kotai stepping in, shooting, blocker, save Meyer. As Kotai tried to pick his spot. Roulette ahead to Petruik. Ty Thorpe corrals. Thorpe feeds it up ahead to Jake Wright. Down the left wing, cuts to his backhand, a shot wide. Thorpe passing in for Jake Wright. That backhand attempt won't get to the point as it's intercepted. Peltier skates it ahead. Chips and chases as his team will change. Hayes with a hit in on the forecheck. Jordan on the near side point. Plays to an open corner. Bouncing away and now stepping out of the corner. Passing to the point. A shot from Reinhardt. That goes wide. Jordan plays it in, rings around to the far side. Some good zone time here for the Huskies. Puck played to the point. Jordan, top of the circle, looking for a lane, shoots it, and a glove save by Mirwald.
Fans, Molson Canadian is a proud supporter of your Thunderbirds.
There after some sustained pressure from the Huskies side.
And it's been a strong start for both teams. 3 shots apiece as it's been back and forth. Neither team able to get a ton of sustained pressure in the offensive zone. There is Cole Jordan walking the line, trying to find an angle. Had 3 points with 3 assists in the series last weekend against Alberta. Looking for his first playoff goal this year.
Cedric Hang will skate it ahead. Passing to Mutala. Sasha Mutala, a long shot. And that almost had eyes for the net as it's turned aside by Meyer. Mutala had a 3-point game 1 the last time these two teams met in the Canada West semifinals. Looking for a repeat performance tonight as the puck is iced.
And this year, these two teams only meeting once in November. A 3-2 shootout win for the Huskies in game 1 and a 7-4 win for UBC in game 2. Sasha Mutala having 4 points in that series this year.
Huskies win the defensive zone draw. Jordan passing ahead. It's flipped way up into the air. And Johnny Lambos back as he settles the puck. For Kindry. Spins off of the check. Leaves for Jake Lee. Lee trying to power his way ahead and turns the puck over. Long shot in by Saunderson. And hung on to by Mirwald as 13:09 remains here in the first period in the Canada West semifinals, game 1 on Canada West TV.
And we can expect a very tight series this weekend, as the last 5 years between these two teams, Saskatchewan's record 6-6. In the 12 games played, have actually been the better of the two teams here at UBC over that period as well, going 5-3-0.
Barros ahead. Sasha Mutala trying to get away, and a good stick from Barros. Puck bouncing all over the place as Stebbing settles it. He's 1-on-4, plays it to an open wing and takes a hit. Chris Douglas fakes a play to the middle, now cuts to the middle. Passes to Mutala. Sasha Mutala stick checked. Pinching in is Johnny Lambos. Puck doesn't quite get to Mutala as he has to battle with the captain Kinniberg. Chris Douglas spinning off a check, still with it. Douglas stepping out of the corner, looking for Ty Thorpe, and that was just ahead of him. Lambos will pinch in, keeping the puck in. Passing down for Thorpe, and that bounces on Ty Thorpe. Thorpe gets it free. Wright a shot. A big save there from Meyer as Wright came right down Main Street.
And Jake Wright with a couple good looks on Meyer already in this first period. And with 15 goals on the season, he's looking for a huge one here to start things for UBC in the scoreless first.
Meerwald will leave the puck for Jake Lee. McNabb, Ty Thorpe, a nifty pass ahead to Jake Wright. Rink wide, looking for McNabb, broken up. Peltier will flip it in for Hayes to chase. Meerwald leaves for Sadra Kang. Matthew Smith up for McNabb, back for Smith. Smith skates it ahead, gains the red line. Glove down by Jordan. Sent back out to Sadra Kang. Douglas looking for Douse, broken up by Peltier. Peltier tied up with Douglas and takes a spill. The captain for UBC, Chris Douglas, picking up steam. Through the neutral zone, making moves. Chris Douglas to the top of the circle, drop pass, Douse, the shot off of Meyer, off the bar, and out of play as that just grazed Meyer, went off the post and out of play.
And Chris Douglas ended the season on a 10-game point streak and was playing some of the best hockey he's played in his UBC career. And I think that one beating Meyer, but not the post there for Logan Doust. Getting that feed from his captain, Chris Douglas, trying to beat the blocker of Meyer. And UBC with a couple good-looking shots here from Wright and Doust to get their offense going here in this first period.
That shot from Williams well wide. Sorensen taken into the boards. Kotai stepping out, looking for Williams. A pass just behind him. Kept in by Seraglio. Seraglio down for Josh Williams. Tries a pass, it bounces up in the air. Settled by Kotai as Jace Weir takes a spill. Weir passing in for Kindry. That pass for Kotai broken up. And Reinhardt will play to the far side. Takes a weird bounce off the boards. Got to watch those end boards in the Huskies zone as those are lively. Kotai. Pass for Kindry out of his reach. That will go for icing, and the UBC players who changed will have to come back out on the ice. Past the halfway point here, the first period. 9:53 remains. We're scoreless here on Canada West TV.
And the Canada West All-Stars and All-Rookie team being announced earlier this morning. And tons of players on both sides getting awarded some accolades this morning. Canada West first team All-Stars, Sash Mutala, Jake Lee, and Brett Meerwald from UBC. And Landon Kozier from Saskatchewan. The second team All-Stars, Ty Thorpe from UBC, Chance Petruick and Dawson Holt from the Huskies. And from the All-Rookie team, Riley Kotai, Jace Weir, and Connor Roulette.
A pass there. Now Keeler, a shot blocked. Saunderson to Barros, who just had a great feedback door, just too hot to handle for his streaking forward. Puck sent out and down the ice. Will go for icing, as we'll get a face-off again in the offensive zone for the Huskies.
And you got two experienced veteran groups going at each other once again this series. So you're not going to see a ton of mental errors. You're going to see a lot of good, hard hockey between these two teams. And, you know, apart from a few graduates and a few transfers, both teams with a pretty big core of what they had from last season.
Pinching in, shot there off the side of the net. Pilar with it, stepping to the high slot, looking for an option. Eventually passing down out of the reach of his teammate. Rings around to the near side. Kinneberg pinches in and he'll draw a penalty as Gunnar Kinneberg stepped in off the point, used his speed, and draws a tripping penalty against Josh Williams. So the Huskies will get their first opportunity of the evening.
And an errant stick on of Williams there. And you can see Williams not too happy with that one, but Kinneberg drawing the tripping penalty, and the Saskatchewan power play going out to work for their first opportunity of this series. The 5th ranked power play in the Canada West. We're first in the Canada West in the 2024-2025 season last year. And we're 0 for 4 on the power play last weekend. So they're looking to get that going here.
Power play goes to work. That errant pass will go back into the Husky zone. Meyer will leave there for Kozer. Keeler picking up steam for Roulette. Near side hash marks. Roulette below the goal line. Saucer feed to Kozer. Kozer gets it back. Passing to Roulette. Kozer stepping in, shooting, stick save, the rebound loose, Petrovic, and that somehow stayed out as an original stick save, and the puck kind of bounced around, ended up with Petrovic, and somehow stayed out of the net. And the puck went out of play, so we'll get a face-off inside the UBC zone.
And I think that might have been a stellar save from Meerwald there as Kozer with traffic in front there. And
wow.
Yeah, Petrovic, I think just not able to get that one up as much as he'd like, as Meerwald makes a fantastic glove save on Chance Petrovic.
Douglas trying to cause some havoc, shorthanded. Now Roulette with some space, stepping in, the toe drag, a backhand feed, nobody home, as a blind pass there and a teammate a little bit ahead of the feed. Now Roulette passing to the point, Petrovic shot hit his teammate in front. Petrovic, far side, Kozer back to Petrovic. He shoots, blocked by Atkinson. Keeler, that backhand feed intercepted. Atkinson will send the puck down the ice, bouncing as it's fielded by Meyer with 30 seconds remaining in the power play.
And some strong pressure from this Saskatchewan power play, but some great saves and blocks by these UBC penalty killers.
Puck turned over, Lee will send it right back down to the Huskies zone, and perhaps one last rush for this Huskies power play with 13 seconds remaining in the penalty to Williams. Turn back, so Williams set to step back out. Stebbings into the zone for the Huskies. Berthollet stepping in, a backhand off the side of the net. McNabb passing ahead to Williams. UBC has killed off the first power play of this series. 6:30 now remaining here in the first. We're scoreless. Jace Weir, rather. Almost called him Jake Lee. Kotai passing down for Keon. Liam Kindry picking up steam down the left wing. That shot turned aside by Meyer. Barros ahead to Sorensen. Keon back. Weir plays to an open side. Chris Douglas skates onto it, just gets out of the way of a hit. That from Tkachuk. Atkinson back for Weir. Weir passing ahead to Atkinson. Over to Douglas, a snapshot and a stick save. Douglas plays to the far side, pinching in is Smith. Now Sadric Hank just keeps it in, but eventually comes out. Sasha Mutala. Douglas, that pass ahead of Mutala. And Sadric Hang will turn back with just over 5 minutes remaining in the first period. A great start to this one. Lots of action both ways, but still scoreless.
Yeah, it's been very tight between the two squads. making sure they make smart, simple plays. Don't want to take too many chances, be too risky early in this Game 1 series. I just see a great zone entry there, a great feed from Jace Weir, and Chris Douglas with a good shot on net, with Atkinson and Mutala going hard to try and find that rebound. And yeah, there's been some good chances on either side. Huskies unable to capitalize on that power play. A great save from Brett Meerwald.
Jake Wright into the Huskies zone. Tries a backhand feed through everyone as Sullivan was trying to sneak in. Hayes. Long shot. Knocked down by Johnny Lambos. Lee, as you mentioned, named to the first team All-Star earlier today. Reinhardt up ahead to Keeler, backhanded in, Meerwald out to play it. And leaving there for Lee, but Lee wasn't expecting it. No harm, no foul as Sasha Mutala circles back, will play to Lambos, ahead to McNabb. Turned over, Saunderson, back for Reinhardt, over to Saunderson. Stebbings sends the puck in. Chasing it is Holt, bouncing puck. UBC trying to break out. Perhaps an odd man rush here, and well played on the far side by Barros. UBC still with it. Now working out are the Huskies. Saunderson ahead to Pilar. His teammates changing. He'll play it in himself and give chase. Jace Weir. McNabb will flip it ahead, looking for Kindry. He gloves it. Now trying to settle the puck, and he's met there by Kozer. Roulette flips the puck for Petrovic to skate onto. Lee passing for Lambos. Pass out of the reach of Kindry. Kozer loses an edge with Kindry hot on his tail and recovers nicely as Kozer retains the puck after taking that fall. Now Pilar passing up for Petrovic. And we get a whistle here as it's like an offside.
Yeah. A Huskies player stepping in too early. And it's been a pretty solid first period here for UBC coming out of the break. And also this team known to maybe struggle in Game 1s, even on their run to the Canada West Championship 2 years ago. In that run, dropping a couple Game 1s. So this team definitely learning from those experiences. Don't want to be playing catch up against another grizzled team like the Huskies. And have come out here strong in the first 20 minutes, have answered the bell, have matched the pace of this Huskies team. That has been strong in the second half of the year, and coming into the playoffs, etching out the Calgary Dinos for that second seed in the East. And able to get a home series against the illustrious Alberta Golden Bears, taking them down in 2 games.
Yeah, both these teams faced the Golden Bears last, but of course for UBC, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
February 6th and 7th.
Yeah, and you mentioned it earlier, the unique situation this UBC team had to go through those 20 days. Had to get some head coach Van Boonschon getting some advice from colleagues and making sure that he was getting his team ready and prepared for what was an interesting situation, but one that they were going to take head on and try to make sure that they were ready for this weekend. And they definitely seem to have come out with some good pace, good step, and a back and forth first period so far.
Speaking of step, Jake Wright just inches ahead there on the offside. Faceoff will come right back, or way back, into the UBC zone. 1:35 remaining here in the first period. Offensive zone draw now for the Huskies. Played back to Saraglio, chipped ahead. Kozer, Kinneberg. Playing it in, Saraglio meets it on the far side. That's intercepted by Holt. McNabb. Now working off the boards to Kinneberg, a shot. Hit a leg and bounces into the slot. McNabb will skate it ahead and play it into the Huskies zone. Out of play, just over a minute remaining. 1:03 left here in the first. Berthollet causing havoc in on the forecheck. Kyle McNabb trying to get it ahead to right, knocked down. Keeler playing to the boards, Jordan, and it's slapped in by the Thunderbirds with under 40 seconds to go in the first. Keeler picking up steam, gains a red line, sends it in, bounces over the stick of Meerwald and to Jake Lee. Puck turned over, hacked into the zone and right back out. Jordan, pass almost intercepted there with Kotai hot on his tail. Through 20 minutes of play, 6, and we're scoreless.
Yeah, strong opening period between the Huskies and Thunderbirds here. Neither team able to beat Meerwald or Meyer as it's fairly back and forth. I think both teams doing a great job of being able to break the puck out pretty quickly and easily, making sure they get that first pass right. I think it's been a part to some great decision making from the defenders on either side, and it's really been back and forth. Not a ton of offensive pressure or sustained offensive pressure from either side. Saskatchewan maybe having that for a couple of minutes during that power play and after that, but a pretty tight contested affair in that first 20 minutes.
Yeah, great start to this one, and if you're UBC, you're looking across to the other side. The advantage really is with the Huskies to start this one out, coming off of 2 hard-fought playoff games last weekend.
Yeah.
And for UBC with such a long break, now they get through that first period. They've gone through that 20 minutes, and so now they can readjust and come out here in the second and be ready.
Yeah, most definitely, and yeah, there's you want a lot of rest, but there's almost a thing as too much rest, and 20 days off is definitely an unusual situation. But I think UBC has looked very strong coming out in this first period, did not seem to have a slow start or have any rust on their legs, it seems. And yeah, it's a good strong 20 minutes. They're going to regroup and try to get things going here offensively in the second period. Shots 8-7, so a little bit down in production side on both ends, as both offensive units are raring to go here coming in the second period.
Yeah, great start to this one in the Canada West semifinals as we get you ready for the second period here on Canada West TV. We'll be back in about 16 minutes for Puck Drop.
Markova, wicked wrister, throws in a goal, she scores! Ilona Markova from Russia with love. It's 1-0 UBC. Great individual effort off the wing, calls her own number, rifles it into the bottom of the cage.
And Markova gets the party started here for UBC. Her third of the season, first of the playoffs. Almost fools Kate Foster, and really as well something you don't see extremely often from this UBC team, scoring off the rush.
And they're off the rush. You called it. Teeing it up for myself there, Andrew. Jalen Morris, fantastic individual effort. Jumping in the rush, makes a move, gets it onto her forehand. Something in the scouting report, 2 straight 5-hole goals for this T-Birds team. They've been known to press UBC every now and then with a terrific first period. Here's huge turnover. Anderson, big save, Huygens. Grade A chance, best of the game for these Spartans. Need we remind some of our viewers tonight, these two teams ranked 1 and 2 as out on the break. In all alone, Vanessa Schaefer back from the Olympics to Elliott. Misses wide, Schaefer on the rebound, she scores! the Swiss bronze medalist. First game back, no worse for wear. Vanessa Schaefer pads the lead. It's 3-0 UBC.
And another goal off the rush for this UBC team. What a great play there by Grace Elliott to protect the puck, leave it for Schaefer, and thought Schaefer maybe should have taken that shot there, but trying to make the unselfish play.
Perrier looking to center on her backhand. Hannah Perrier. Fleming still has it. Doorstep, they score! Mia Baird. Right place, right time. Open the floodgates. UBC's up 4-0.
Trinity Western and Elise Hugans from UBC, and Sadie Isfeld on the all-rookie team from Trinity Western.
Breakout all alone, chance to score! Off the post, bouncing out. And that's going to be all she wrote on this best of 3. UBC going to look to close it out tomorrow, but the Spartans need to regroup in a hurry. Puck drop at 3 p.m. tomorrow.
Been a long wait here, 3 weeks almost, but seems like the boys are pumped, ready to go, and obviously it's a veteran group, so was there any real concern about preparedness for this?
Yeah, for sure. I think anytime you have that much time off, you need to make sure your preparation's really good, and I thought the last couple of weeks we've really dug in practice and made each other better every day, so I think we're feeling really good going into it. We've got a little bit of a break, but now it's just on us to be ready to go in the puck drop.
So I'm sure everyone was kind of watching things last weekend, getting ready for now facing Saskatchewan. You only played them twice this year, a couple good battles, but what are you expecting to face out of the Huskies this weekend?
Yeah, for sure. They're another veteran group over there. They always play hard, and obviously we played them last year, so we're excited for the challenge. It's going to be a tough series, and it'll definitely come down to the wire too. So our preparation's been good, and we're feeling good going into it.
Like I mentioned, it's a veteran group. You guys have been together as the core for a long time now. Kind of like a last dance for you and a bunch of the guys here. How have you been kind of preparing for this part of the season, knowing that this was going to be the case?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's so many guys that have spent so much time here, and it's been really special. So we're just trying to make it count as much as we can, and like I said, be ready when the puck drops, and hopefully this isn't our last weekend, because we feel like we got a lot more hockey left in us, and we're feeling really confident.
Obviously, a lot on the line this weekend. Possible, getting back to CanWest final, clinching a berth at Nationals. But it sounds like, talking to Sven, talking to the guys, that there really has been a focus on just a day-to-day.
Yeah, definitely. I think when you have that much time off, that's how you got to do it, right? You got to just show up every day and be ready to compete with each other and make each other better. And I thought we did a really good job of that. Sometimes it's hard to compete against your teammates, but I think a lot of the older guys set the tone there, and we were able to make each other better in practice, and I think we're feeling really good.
This is just the time of year everybody looks forward to. I mean, it's kind of marked on your calendar for a long time. You can't look too far ahead, but as the regular season ended, it's just been trying to show up every day and put in our best effort. You can't get too far ahead of yourself, even though it's pretty hard.
It's been a long layoff, so what's been the strategy to kind of keep everyone sharp, but also mix in some much-needed rest and rehab and all of that?
Yeah, like you said, we have a pretty veteran group, and I think a lot of us have been through bye weeks before. And it's about pushing your teammates to the best of your abilities and showing up every day with that attitude that, we got to replicate a game situation as close as we can here at the rink with each other, but we're not going to be ready to go when it comes.
Rematch of last year against Sask, is that something that's a little bit in the back of your minds, knowing how last year ended?
Yeah, for sure. They ended our season last year. They're a good team. We have to respect them, but at the end of the day, it's a new year. It's a new group of guys on both teams, and we got to come in with a fresh mindset.
Yeah, you only played them twice this year. A couple of, pretty highly contested battles. What kind of a team are they? What do you expect from them?
Oh, they're a super fast team, a lot of high-skill guys. They're going to bring their best, and they got another goaltender now, and their goaltending was good last weekend. So I think regardless of what they bring, I think the focus is really on us. We have the ability to do things that I think we can control the outcome if we play the right way. So really, we just got to focus on us and do what we can. And, it's a game, and you got to feel the pressure, and it's a privilege to have it.
You mentioned, obviously a couple times here, it's a veteran group, and how playoff hockey can be different and can be more challenging. So how key is just staying confident and not letting any sort of frustration seep in?
Yeah, I think it's like you said, it's managing your emotions, right? In playoffs, you can get so high with the highs and low with the lows, and that's only a skill you can really develop through going through that actual situation. And I'm glad that we have a veteran group who's been through, playoff wins, devastating losses, and it's just like you said there about managing it, not letting the frustration get in, and not letting yourself get too high.
Lauren Atia now to serve. Once again, as Roberto puts it up to Lucy Borowski, fought off there by, that was Mira Hamid wearing the libero jersey, normally listed as an outside hitter and just unable to control that one. Bitter now puts it up for Feist. The three outside hitters that start the match for the Cascades. They have a very even distribution in terms of their attacks. Hard to tell which way Bitter might go next. Number 1 and number 2 in the conference in that category in the regular season. Separated by 0.00, or rather just 0.01 per set.
Ball 2 making a smarter, more strategic shot.
And what a serve by Glanville. You can just see the dip on that ball as it died at the feet of the Cascades back row.
Definitely a hard serve to pass when you think you have it and it just drops right out in front of you.
That ball, Hudson unable to control it. Now Borowski! And the Thunderbirds, the serving comes around at the crucial time near the end of the set.
The smaller blocker you get picked on.
Maybe working to her advantage that time as UBC on 2 occasions unable to slam down a free ball. Robert Shaw, Borowski, more conventional attack. Fought off there by the Cascades. Back set, Talia Atia off the chest of Glanville and into the crowd.
Looks like there was a little bit of a net contact, net touch that UBC's not happy about.
Skinner, this time, no complaints as the Cascades with an emphatic block to set up set point. Fisher in for Bitter here as the Cascades hope to close out this set, and they do. An unforced error there by the Thunderbirds as the Cascades strike right back. Another player who UBC will want to keep getting going here in the third. Robert Shaw, Borowski. Hudson in the right place there, and Bitter's able to track it down. Robert Shaw this time goes over the middle, right nearly with the big rejection. Talia Atia unable to line that one up. Now Borowski, and she is stopped at the net. Tied up once again, now at 13. Bitter, Talia Atia having to lean back on that one. And Robert Shaw right into the center of the court. To turn a deficit into a decent-sized lead. Cascade still with time to make a comeback. Feist off the tape. That's bumped up for Borowski. Unable to get the kill right there. Leaning back was Feist, and somehow UBC keeping that one alive in scramble mode on the defensive end. Tia nearly blocked at the net. Now Feist on the outside. Thunderbirds hanging on here on this rally, and they get the reward at the end with a kill from Kylie Glanville. Campbell in to serve. Seelovs and Sol Henson in the front row. Fisher stoops down to get it to Lauren Atia. Almost a very inventive kill right there, but ends up going the way of UBC in a 25-17 set win, a score that you definitely would not have predicted if you were to make the call about halfway through that set. Glanville's serve, hard to handle. Lenarchik trying to just throw it down, but a good play there by Bitter to keep it alive. Lee unable to get all of that one. Borowski stutter step. Again, Bitter with the dig. Down to Leah Atia, goes sideline. Great play by Demirol to keep it alive. Longer rally here between these two teams. Bitter, Feist, cross court again, just unable to keep that one in play. Thunderbirds just trying to keep marching forward now that they've established this lead. That'll certainly help as Borowski gets her first ace. Feist now back out there on the court for UFV. That's her clipping the tape. Feist trying to get down to it, but it's back-to-back aces. We'll see how many more, and in fact, that'll be it as the Thunderbirds rally from a second set loss to take the third and fourth in more comfortable margins, and they are one win away from advancing to the Canada West Final Four.
She think I'm an ass, she think I'm a player. She keep running back though, only cause I pay her. Roxanne, all she wanna do is party all night. In LA, yeah, got no brakes, yeah. Living fast, Ricky Bobby shaking bait, yeah. See the chain, yeah, it's a late, yeah. Swipe the chase, ooh, now she wanna date, yeah. Straight and no blue, on the coast, ooh. Shorty only like coke, green and Whole Foods.
Fans, play will resume in just under.
Welcome back inside the Doug here at UBC's Point Grey campus, as we're through 20 minutes of play in this Game 1 of the Canada West semifinals between the UBC Thunderbirds and Saskatchewan Huskies. Scoreless through the first 20 minutes, Andrew, but a good battle both ways. One power play, just the one power play for the Huskies, and UBC able to kill it off, and the T-Birds leading 8-7 in the shot department.
Yeah, a little bit of an appetizer, so to say, for this series in that first 20 minutes. Both these teams, a little bit of a feeling out process, but neither team really making too big of a mistake, or neither goalie letting in too big of a goal in that first period. Both teams having a couple chances on either side there. Jake Wright, Logan Dowse for UBC, Chance Petruick, and Connor Roulette for the Huskies having some looks at either side, but scoreless through that first period, and I think things are only going to ramp up and get a little hotter in this arena from here. The physicality, the speed is going to pick up, and I think the offense as well. Both teams going to try to put the pressure on a little bit. Both teams able to break out and get going the other way with speed and with ease so far in that first period. I think both teams going to try and get the forecheck going, create some turnovers and some chaos in the offensive zone.
Yeah, two veteran squads as well, so they have that experience in the playoffs, and you see it there. It's a tight matchup. They're not doing anything too risky, and sort of having an ease into the first period there. But I'm sure we're going to see that ramp up, as you said. And Brett Meerwald, the UBC attendee, he looks like he's ready to ramp up as well.
Yeah, I'm sure not much nerves between these two teams up and down that bench. I'm sure both teams feeling pretty calm, cool, and collected, ready for the moment in this semifinal matchup. And both teams ready to go here for the second period. Shots 8-7 for UBC in that first.
And we're off here in the second period of play. Jake Lee right off the hop into the zone. A snapshot off the stick. of Kinniburg and out of play. So whistle right away here on Canada West TV. Game 1 of the semifinals. Game 1 of the semis on the other side between the Mount Royal Cougars and Calgary Dinos. The Cougars leading 4-2 with 12 minutes left in the third.
Yeah, big rivalry matchup there in the East Division matchup.
There's a shot and a stick save as Mutala, a sneaky one there, got more than it looked like he would, and tracked well by Meyer.
And got to get some traffic in front if you're UBC. Nolan Meyer has been fantastic for the Huskies last weekend and so far through this game. Need to make life a little bit harder for number 31.
Holt chips off the glass and ahead. Mutala for Lambos. Trying to fend off the forecheck. Stebbings causes the turnover. Backhand pass out front for Keeler is intercepted by Douglas. Douglas down the right wing, stops up top of the circle, now with time, shoots and just misses on the blocker side. The UBC captain that close to opening the scoring here in the second period.
And a couple pump fakes for Chris Douglas. He's been looking threatening off the rush here in this game.
Bouncing puck played away by Kinniburg as Jake Wright was streaking in. Holt will play it into the UBC zone as the Huskies change. Lee ahead for Wright. He leaves for Ty Thorpe with speed, dropping off to McNabb. A shot, and that goes high. Saraglio a shot and a stick save. Meyer will direct it out of play as the faceoff will stay inside the Huskies zone.
And need to get those opportunities on net if you're UBC. A good look there from Chris Douglas and Kyle McNabb on that chance there. But missing the net, unable to get a shot on goal, get a rebound. UBC trying to pick those corners.
Thorpe into the draw, Pilar wins it back. Jordan passed through Pilar and then Petruk as well. Saraglio will start the breakout. Ty Thorpe off the skate of the Husky player and bouncing all over the place, ends up on the stick of Jordan. Jordan skates it up himself, down the left wing, now around Jace Weir. Stops up, just gets out of the way of a big hit from Ty Thorpe. Had him lined up there. Stretch pass ahead, Jake Wright, and he gets a stick on it but can't settle it. Now back the other way, stepping in his roulette with space and just misses on the blocker side. A 3-on-2 for UBC. Kotai has Kindry go to the net. There's the pass to Williams, a one-timer stopped by Meyer, and he'll hang on for a face-off. End-to-end action here in the second period of play, and we remain scoreless.
Yeah, things opening up on either side as Connor Roulette missing the net on that golden opportunity to catch UBC on a bad change, and Josh Williams on the one-timer there trying to beat the blocker of Meyer, who makes the sliding stop.
And if there's a player that you don't want to give up a chance to like that, it's Connor Roulette. He had 5 points last weekend, 2 goals, and streaks in with all kinds of space, but just misses on the blocker side.
Yeah, Connor Roulette trying to beat the blocker of Meerwald as well, missing the net.
Berthollet tries a snapshot, and that's knocked down by Meerwald. Loose puck at the side of the net. It bounces behind the net. The fresh ice playing a factor here as the puck's just bouncing on the players. Rolling puck on the far side. Saunderson pins it up against the boards as Williams battles. Kotai gets it free, plays it back for Sadra Kang. Sadra Kang looking for Kindry. Kindry didn't get a stick on it, so that'll go for icing.
And the pace definitely picking up here in this second period. Some good scoring chances, but both goalies looking solid and calm in between the pipes.
Kotai steps in against Renier on the faceoff. Renier wins it back. Kozer, that shot knocked down by Kindry. Kozer tries a backhand feed and a good stick from Meerwald. Takes that chance away. Sadra Kang skates it up himself. His teammates change after not being able to change on the icing. Kinneberg plays back for Kozer. Back to Kinneberg. Near side, Sadra Kang has it bounce on him, a pass out front and turned aside by Meerwald as the pass was in too tight. Tkachuk turned back by Saraglio. Into the zone, Nathan Sullivan chipping in for Kyle McNabb. Jordan will flip it ahead for Tkachuk to skate onto. Sullivan plays it in, out to play it is Meyer. Puck bounces over the stick of Reinhardt. Nathan Sullivan gets to it, tries a pass out front off the skate of Atkinson. A foot race for it here. Saraglio has Holt bearing down. We'll play it away from him. Jake Lee chips up the boards to Atkinson. He chips out to neutral ice. After a hot start to the second period, things have settled down a bit here. Puck played to the point. Barrows to the far side. Barrows playing it down. Mutala intercepts. Saraglio chips off the boards and out. Now a foot race as Chris Douglas tries to skate out the icing, and he won't. As a favorable call there for the Huskies. Douglas doesn't love it, but it will be icing nonetheless.
And both teams trying to get their forechecks going in this second period. Some dumps down below the goal line. Make those defenders retrieve those pucks. Try to get some pressure, create some turnovers. We saw a couple times the Huskies getting that puck loose around Meerwald's net. Couldn't really get a grasp on it to get a good chance towards the UBC net, but able to create some turnovers, and those will continue to lead to chances.
Past the 5-minute mark here in the second. 14:48 remains. Petrick gloves it. Gurlat can't. Petrick gloves it. Gurlat can't touch it. Lee ahead for Mutala, looking for Douglas, and that rolls in to Meyer. Barrows spinning off the check. Petruik. Chance Petruik will chip it in. Jake Lee. Backhanded to neutralize. Kindry can't settle it. Following it up is Kotai. Riley Kotai. Backhand feed and a little too far ahead of Smith. And Williams will take his second penalty of the game as he was tied up with the other 14 Roulette. And his stick taken down. Roulette. Williams will head to the box for his second tripping minor of the game. Huskies are 0 for 1.
And you can see the frustration on Williams' face there. Not much you can do. As another errant stick check into the skates of Connor Roulette. And Williams, with his second tripping penalty of the game, gives Saskatchewan their second power play opportunity. And they'll look to break the deadlock here.
Huskies look to get the power play started. Keeler picks up steam. Met there by Saraglio as both defenders are in the corner. Petruik sneaking in, and the puck is turned over, so UBC breaks out. Pass ahead to McNabb, trying to get away shorthanded. We'll play it back for Ty Thorpe. Petruik back. Good battle here by the penalty killers as they take some time off of this penalty. 1:20 remains in the minor. And once again, McNabb able to get a stick on the puck. turn the puck over, and it's sent into the Huskies zone. They'll have to regroup.
And great job there by Thorpe and McNabb, killing off about a minute of this power play.
Holt, Huskies power play finally into the zone. Roulette fakes the pass, now steps down the boards. To the point, Reinhardt, near side, Petrovic. Petrovic to the point, Reinhardt. Reinhardt steps in, shoots, and that missed the net as there was traffic in front. Roulette feeding Petrovic, trying to feed it back, and a great read from Jake Lee as he gets a stick on it, breaks up the attempt, and that will be offside as the Huskies tried to get back in, and 36 seconds remain in the penalty to Williams.
And Petrovic with the opportunity on the first power play chance here, and able to get it going on that right side there of the zone. But nothing doing so far for this Saskatchewan power play in their second opportunity.
Under 30 seconds to go in the power play. Pilar takes it into the zone himself, met there by Saraglio. Jace Weir gets to it and sends it down the length of the ice. 17 seconds left now, and tied up behind the play is Saraglio with Pilar. Reinhardt, meanwhile, skates it into the zone. Leaves for Stebbings. 5 seconds left in the power play. Williams set to step back out. And he will. And the puck's right there and just out of his reach. As almost an opportunity right out of the box, and behind the play again. Two players were tied up, and a slashing call against the Huskies. So now the T-Birds, right after killing off the penalty, will go right to the power play for their first opportunity of the night. A slashing call against Reinhardt behind the play.
And both teams need to make sure they're keeping their sticks in check here. We've seen a couple errant stick penalties, and Reinhardt here taking a 2-minute right after the expired UBC penalty.
Atkinson will win it back to Lee. Jake Lee walks the line, passes off to Williams. Down low for Douglas. Point Lee. That pass for Williams broken up, kept in by Lee as he looks for Chris Douglas. And that's sent out and down into the UBC zone.
And the top-ranked power play gets their first opportunity, 34.3% on the season, but just 27.3%, 3 for 11 against the Huskies this season in their 2 games.
Williams will wait for his teammates to tag up as he sends the puck in. Jake Lee. Puck rings around the far side to Sasha Mutala. Feeds to the point to Lee. Now Williams near side, steps down the boards. To the point, Lee. Mutala looking for a lane, passes off to Lee. That shot tipped and turned aside as that tip from Williams, or Atkinson rather, he was in too tight, and turned aside by Meyer.
And Lee trying to look for the tip there, gets it, but yeah, just too close to Meyer there. As Mutala and Lee were looking at top of the zone there.
Ty Thorpe stops up near side, plays to right. Right, top of the circle, looking cross seam, and that's off the skate of a Husky player. And Jace Weir has to be careful here to Tkachuk right on his tail. And they were tied up. The UBC side looking for a call, won't get it. Jake Wright tries a pass out front, and that's cleared the length of the ice. As 10 seconds remain in the penalty to Reinhardt, and both teams' penalty kill doing the job, as neither team able to muster a shot on their second period power play opportunities.
And a good strong kill there for the Huskies. Not much going for UBC as they kill off their penalty, and we're seeing a little feistiness between these two teams in the second period, but need to make sure you're staying out of the box.
Pass way up, and somehow that wasn't offside. Stretch pass, broken up. Reinhardt reads it well, now will skate it up himself. Reinhardt bouncing puck, and it's hacked out and into the Huskies zone. Saunderson pass ahead. Berthollet. Sadra Kang for Nathan Sullivan. Atkinson trying to skate to the loose puck. Saunderson plays it away from him. Stretch pass ahead. Berthollet stepping in, shooting, and misses on the blocker side. That looked almost identical to the Connor Roulette chance, as he missed in the exact same spot with the exact same kind of rush, and a nifty move for Mutala. Just fires it over the net.
And not a bad place to try and get that puck right under the blocker, but just missing there.
Douglas passing it ahead to Mutala. Backhand shot turned aside. Loose puck in the crease, and turning and firing was Atkinson, but it's off a stick and behind the net. Puck turned over. Douglas trying to play it to a teammate. It's intercepted. Petruik with speed. Chance Petruik, a shot knocked down by the glove of Meerwald. Play still alive. McNabb takes a big hit from Kozer as he gets the puck in deep and allows his teammates to change. Here the buckets are out for UBC, trying to rally the home side. And a delayed penalty coming up here against the Thunderbirds. The Huskies with the extra attacker out. And Ty Thorpe will touch the puck up, and the third opportunity of the evening as Jace Weir heads to the box. A slashing penalty against the rookie defender.
And don't want to be giving this Huskies team too many power play opportunities, as another stick infraction for UBC. Need to be staying disciplined against this hungry Huskies team. And Jace Weir sitting for two. And the Huskies power play going to work for their third opportunity. We've seen the penalty killers so far do some great work.
And those two again, it's Ty Thorpe and McNabb, who started off the last penalty kill and killed off a minute. Now Ty Thorpe a shot. Short-handed attempt, and Meyer out to the top of the crease to challenge, will make the save and hang on.
And it's really awesome just seeing this tandem go to work on the penalty kill. Even on a 2-on-3, still trying to attack in that offensive zone. Kyle McNabb able to keep that puck with him.
Yeah, it's an interesting zone entry. You don't often see it that way, just on your backside, but however it works.
Feeding it to Ty Thorpe, who gets that on and off his stick for a good attempt on Meyer.
Weaving through is Keeler, and he's turned back. Played to the point, kept in. Kozer steps in with a shot. That just misses. Now off the end boards. Roulette pots it home. The Huskies open the scoring here in the second period on the power play. It's Connor Roulette, his third of the playoffs. 1-0 Saskatchewan.
And with 15 goals on the season, getting his third in this playoffs, Connor Roulette continuing his fantastic form and getting that bounce off the Kozer shot. Able to tip that one past Meerwald. And able to corral that bouncing puck, finding it off the boards. And we said it cannot give this Saskatchewan power play too many opportunities. And on their third chance, able to capitalize and get the first goal, as there was a small conference between the officials, but they call it a good goal for Connor Roulette, getting his first of the series, third of the playoffs, and Saskatchewan take a 1-0 lead.
Roulette led all rookies in scoring, 15 goals, 20 assists, 35 points. Has another shot there, and that misses glove side. Tkachuk cycles back. Pass attempt, bouncing puck at the side. It's loose in the crease, and it's chipped away as Renier was trying to find Keeler. Sorensen, rather. Now Douglas, a backhand attempt. Played to the point, Matthew Smith. UBC looking to answer after giving up a goal on the power play for the 1-0 Huskies lead. Stick taps as well to Kozer, who kept the puck in on that clearing attempt, and that led to the goal.
Yeah, it was a great job to keep that one in, use his body, and got a good hard shot on net. And we talked about the bouncing pucks. Saskatchewan getting that puck around Meerwald, even if it wasn't a great chance. Getting it around that net and crease, and Roulette just able to get a stick on it, put it over the pad of Meerwald.
T-Birds will look for an answer. Kotai playing it ahead, looking for Williams out of his reach. Reinhardt. Pass attempt, intercepted. Saraglio. Gloved down by Jordan. Jace Weir in the UBC zone. Stops up behind his net. Passing to Saraglio. Ahead to Williams. Josh Williams. Gains the red line, sends it in deep. The buckets are out for the T-Birds faithful as they try to rally the UBC side. Bouncing puck, Meerwald will field it and hang on for a face-off with just over 5 minutes remaining in the second period. 5:08 left in the second here on Canada West TV.
Yeah, I'm sure UBC may be feeling that they could have had one as well this period with some good chances, but Nolan Meyer has been fantastic so far in that Huskies net, saving all 14 of UBC's shots so far. And UBC looking to respond here now, down 1 to the Huskies. But they've been here many a times before, and in a lot of tight contests with this Huskies team.
Set play attempt there for Mutala, but goes for icing as Bayros touches up.
And against this top line, and Roulette, Pilar, and Petruic. A lot of firepower on the ice, as we have 5 minutes left in this second period.
Puck turned over. Roulette tries a sharp angle attempt off the side of the net. Lee cycles back. Lambos back for Lee. Mutala chips for Sullivan. Lee follows it up. Jake Lee weaves into the zone, passing off to Mutala. Lee broke his stick as he heads to the bench. Broke it or lost it. Roulette into the zone, top of the circle, passes off. Petruic, bad save, Meerwald. What a save there from Brett Meerwald as he keeps the differential at 1.
And as well, Nathan Sullivan going flying in the process. Not sure what happened there.
A penalty here as these two teams picking up the physicality. And it was Pilar who was tied up with Lambos, who Lambos so good at getting under the opponent's skin and able to draw a penalty there.
Yeah, we'll see the rush here from Pilar, Roulette, and Petruic. And a fantastic save from Meerwald there. And you see Sullivan flying in there.
Did a flip.
Yeah. And Pilar, after that chance, getting the 2-minute penalty. And UBC will look to respond on a huge power play opportunity with 4:06 left in this second period. Head coach Van Bootenshawn putting that first unit out to try and tie this game up. 0 for 1 so far.
There's a pass from Williams. It's turned aside. Loose puck again, and it's bouncing as Williams can't get a clean look. Lee playing it in for Atkinson. Far side, Mutala. He steps down the boards. Sasha Mutala to the face-off dot. Passing to the point to Lee. Top of the near side circle, Williams. Josh Williams passing below the goal line for Chris Douglas. Douglas to Williams. Williams stepping off the boards for Mutala. Back for Williams. One-timer stopped by Meyer. Has no traffic in front of him.
And we saw in the second half of the season, this UBC power play really utilized that one-timer of Josh Williams on the left side. That's 7 power play goals on the season, and quite a few of those coming from that left dot. Trying to get one there, but Nolan Meyer, I'm sure, very wise to that one, sliding over, making a solid stop.
Puck kept in by Jake Lee. Passing over to Mutala. Back to Douglas. Douglas stepping in, shooting off the post. That close as a UBC captain. Got all of that, but it just rings off the iron. Now Williams, one-touch pass. Atkinson, that shot blocked by Reinhardt. Williams stepping to the middle. Mutala. Down for Douglas, back for Mutala. To the point, Williams. Lee and Williams trade spots. Mutala drops for Lee, back for Mutala. Plays it in, Atkinson, one-touch feed, a shot, and turned aside by Meyer off the Douglas attempt. To Tkachuk. And played in by the Huskies as the penalty killers will change with 23 seconds remaining in the Pilar penalty.
And a really strong-looking power play from UBC. Everything you could ask for except for beating Meyer on that one.
One last chance for the power play. Mutala passing to the point. Saraglio stepping in, shooting, blocked by Holt. Mutala gets to the loose puck. Back at even strength, tries a sharp angle attempt, and it bounces to the point and gets out. Saraglio does not like the offside call there, but it will be offside with 2 minutes left here in the second period, and the Huskies able to kill off the second UBC. McNabb plays it in deep, 90 seconds left here in the second. Big hit by Jake Wright in on the forecheck. Roulette pass is broken up. Pilar drops for Petruik. For Roulette on his backhand. Pass is looking for Petruik, and he was tied up, wanted a call, won't get it. Nifty passing there from the Huskies side. As we're into the last minute of play here in the second period.
Yeah, that top line has been very strong for head coach Brandon Cote in this first 40.
Williams stepping down the left wing, looking for an option to feed there, bounces around, and Kintry took a stick, and that will draw a penalty. Lee, a shot off the stick of Stebbings and out of play, and a high stick penalty. We'll see if it's 2 minutes or 4 minutes. As Kintry at the side of that puck bounced up in the air, and perhaps an attempt at the puck, but ended up getting Kintry.
And Williams, I think maybe bobbling that one there, as he probably waiting quite a while to trying to get that one over to Kintry. But that one resulting in a high sticking penalty. And just a 2-minute penalty to Cole Jordan. So 37 seconds left in this second period on the power play for UBC.
Lee steps off the boards, down for Williams. Below the goal line for Mutala. Atkinson back for Mutala. Near side, Josh Williams. Stepping in, looking for space. To the point, Lee. Mutala, snapshot. Loose puck in the slot, just clear to the point, kept in. Williams goes across to Mutala, one-timer Douglas, and that off of Kinneberg and out of play as the Huskies captain getting in the shooting lane.
And a great block there from the Huskies captain as Williams, great awareness to get that puck cross-ice to Mutala, who feeds Douglas for that one-timer, but going off the Huskies defender and out of play, and 5.5 left here. We'll see if this Thunderbirds team's got a set play off the draw.
Yeah, big face-off here for the power play. And a scramble draw will let time tick down in the second period. A big power play goal from Connor Roulette, their outstanding rookie, his third of the playoffs at 12:54 on the power play, and that is the difference so far through 40 minutes of play.
And we'll have to see if it's the third time's the charm for this UBC power play coming in this third period, as the Huskies able to capitalize on their third chance. UBC will have a minute 23 left on the other side of the break on their third power play opportunity, but so far very tight, very back and forth. A much quicker second period there, some back and forth action, chances aside, but yeah, it's Connor Roulette able to get the Huskies out in front in that second period.
And just a good bounce there as well for the Huskies, a favorable bounce off the end boards, ends up on the stick of Roulette, and he pots it home. And that's the difference so far, but of course a lot of hockey left here as UBC looks to battle back.
Yeah, and sometimes that's hockey. You get the unlucky bounces, you get a post and whatnot. UBC have had one or two of those throughout this game, and the Huskies able to get a bounce or two in going their way in that second period and out in front with the lead. The shots are 20-12 for UBC throughout this game, but it's the Huskies getting that first goal and with the lead here heading into the third period. I'm sure they're going to want to shut things down and maybe get another goal to extend their lead.
Well, as the UBC crowd gets pumped up here, they're hoping that their home side will come out in the third period and answer, as we get a look back at some of the highlights here from that second period, and a big save from Meerwald. That could be a really big save as we move forward, as a chance that Petruik, I'm sure, wanted to convert on, and Meerwald makes the save. And take note of that, because the 2-0 lead is a lot more different than 1-0 after 40.
Yeah, as well with Pilar and Roulette also with some great shots and great chances off the rush. Yes, goals have seemed to be pretty hard to come by, but chances have not been far and few between. And the Huskies doing a good job of getting that puck to the slot and around the net. I think UBC maybe need to do a little bit more of that in the third period, trying to make things a little bit messier and get some chances and some opportunities around Nolan Meyer, who looks to continue his solid form from last weekend.
Well, a lot of hockey left as the Huskies lead 1-0 in Game 1 of the Canada West semifinals after 40 minutes of play. Come right back here on Canada West TV in about 16 minutes for the third period of action.
You're insecure, don't know what for. You're turning heads when you walk through the door. Don't need makeup to cover up. Being the way that you are is enough. Everyone else in the room can see it. Everyone else but you. Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed. But when you smile.
There's Markova, wicked wrister, throws it a goal, she scores! Ilona Markova from Russia with love. It's 1-0 UBC. Great individual effort off the wing, calls her own number, rifles it into the bottom of the cage.
And Markova gets the party started here for UBC. Her third of the season, first of the playoffs. Almost fools Kate Foster. And really as well, something you don't see extremely often from this UBC team, scoring off the rush.
And there off the rush, you called it. Teeing up for myself there, Andrew. Jalen Morris, fantastic individual effort. Bumping in the rush, makes a move, gets it onto her forehand. Something in the scouting report, 2 straight 5-hole goals for this T-Birds team. They've been known to press UBC every now and then with a terrific first period. Here's huge turnover. Anderson, big save, Huygens. Grade A chance, best of the game for these Spartans. Need we remind some of our viewers tonight, these two teams ranked 1 and 2 as out on the break. In all alone, Vanessa Schaefer back from the Olympics to Elliott. Misses wide, Schaefer on the rebound, she scores! The Swiss bronze medalist. First game back, no worse for wear. Vanessa Schaefer adds the lead. It's 3-0 UBC.
And another goal off the rush for this UBC team. What a great play there by Grace Elliott to protect the puck, leave it for Schaefer. And thought Schaefer maybe should have taken that shot there, but trying to make the unselfish play.
Perrier looking to center on her backhand. Hannah Perrier. Fleming still has it. Doorstep, they score! Mia Baird. Right place, right time. Open the floodgates. UBC's up 4-0.
Trinity Western and Elise Huygens from UBC, and Sadie Isfeld on the all-rookie team from Trinity Western.
Breakout, all alone, chance to score! Off the post, bouncing out. And that's going to be all she wrote on this best of 3. UBC going to look to close it out tomorrow, but the Spartans need to regroup and regroup in a hurry. Puck drop at 3 p.m. tomorrow.
Borowski now steps back to the line. Had the best performance of his career in the regular season finale, 20 kills. Helped earn himself a Canada West Player of the Week award.
Definitely starting this match off on a high note with that ace there. With a couple aces here, just placing it into seams.
That one clipping the tape, but handled there by Cole Shapurek. Back onto the side of the T-Birds. Pratt flying in from the back row. Olsen just barely does enough to allow Cole Shapurek to get over to it. Mason Greaves, Gingerra flying in from the back row. The Calgary native fires it across. Well handled there in the back by Sam Kay. Greaves sets it up for Emery. The exclamation point on the first set as UBC goes up 1-0. Alex Emery, who led the longest serving run of the first set. Brown turning on that ball, gets the touch off a UBC defender.
I always love when a setter goes up for a little attack themselves.
No, will serve, and that is an ace. The first one of the second set for UBC is Gingerra. Rifles it over the net. Still is set point for UBC. Godwin fires it over, and that'll do it. A much better performance for the Dinos in the second set. They have plenty to build on for the third, but it is a must-win third as UBC is up 2-0. Ocampo sets it up. Gingerra against a triple block, pushes it to the outside. Godwin can't get the kill. Borowski sets it up high for Pratt. Again, it's a triple block. Kay digs that one out. Greaves. Gingerra off the hands again. The Dinos standing tall defensively, but so are the Thunderbirds. Brown. Kay from the back row. Greaves. Pratt. Well back from the net when he fired that one across. Now Godwin fought off by the Thunderbirds. He gets it right back on the outside again. The UBC defense standing tall, but Godwin has a third opportunity. Kept alive. Emery over the middle. Good play there by Nodwell at the net, who then nearly gets the kill himself. Back row attack from Kay. Greaves plenty of time to put this one up. Gingerra awkward angle as he hits the deck. Kay fires it. Pratt, great job keeping it alive. Emery, Mason Greaves, Gingera, we're still going. Godwin with the left. Played off the net by Nodwell. Greaves, Gingera one-on-one. Calgary bench nearly on the court with how excited they are, but in the end, just a misplay. It's in the hands of Cole Shapurik, one of the leaders for this Dinos team. Greaves, Gingera one-on-one on the outside. He can't get the kill. Brown, Kay right into the chest of Mason Greaves. Gingera somehow gets the point. That is as animated as you'll see Greaves Gingera out there on the court.
I don't blame him, honestly. That's super big point for the Thunderbirds there.
That one clips the tape. Ocampo gets down to it. Gingera again is the man who delivers the needed point. So Gingera, was he iced? Gets it over, handled by Sam Kay. Will Kay, cross court. It's in play. And we are still going. For the star setter, Olsen receives that serve. Back row attack from Godwin off the chest of Logan Greaves. Back to the side of the Dinos. Poster Burke again, Logan Greaves taking one on the chest, and it's over. The Thunderbirds survive a traumatic third set, and they are one win away from the opportunity to host the Canada West Final Four.
Leonard Ed Wild, basketball, athlete. For 4 straight seasons, this 6-foot speedster was the undeniable engine of the T-Birds. In an era of low-scoring games and no assist stats, Leonard Ed Wild did it all. His aggressive ball handling and explosive speed made him a relentless defender and a consistent scoring threat. As a key component of Coach Pomfret's defense, Fast Eddie was always there to feed the ball to his teammates. In the 1955-56 season, Ed Wild was instrumental in UBC's victory at the Totem Invitational Trophy, the first time the Thunderbirds had ever won it, in an upset victory over the favored Pacific Lutheran Gladiators. But his crowning moment, the 1956 Olympic trials. As a starting player on the BC Totems Provincial All-Star team, Fast Eddie's energy and sensational defensive game were principal forces in securing British Columbia's very first Olympic basketball team. In the semifinals of the qualifier, he stole the show, outthinking, outmaneuvering, and outracing his Czech continually. Ed Wild was the only genuine university student on the entire 1956 Canadian Olympic squad that headed to Melbourne. In his final season, Ed took the captain's reins, becoming the team's top scorer and a humble, level-headed leader. He took a young guard named Ken Winslade under his wing, helping form what has been called one of the finest guard combinations in UBC Thunderbird history. Between basketball seasons, Fast Eddie was a star pitcher in the local industrial baseball league and played exhibition matches in the Evergreen Conference for the UBC T-Birds. That year, Ed's hard work and determination were ultimately recognized with UBC's Bobby Gall Trophy for a graduating athlete best combining leadership and sportsmanship. After his UBC career, Ed continued to play and was a member of the Canadian team who defeated the Soviets for the first time at the 1959 World Championships. He went on to build a beautiful life with his wife, Denise O'Brien, whom he met back in the Olympic Village in Melbourne. Ed passed away in 2020 at 85 years of age. A true trailblazer for UBC basketball, Ed Wild.
Fans.
Back inside the Doug here at UBC as we get set for the third period of action. You see the score there. Huskies are up 1-0 off of the goal from Connor Roulette, his third of the playoffs on the power play from Landon Kozer at 12:54 of the third, and that's of the second, and that's the only goal that we've had so far. But Andrew, it's been a tight playoff type. I mean, it is a playoff game, but it's hard to get those chances, as we've noticed.
Yeah, most definitely. The goals are hard to come by here. We knew that was going to be the case in what would be a tightly contested affair between the Huskies and Thunderbirds here. We have that goal. And a Landon Kozer shot going off the end boards there, missing the net. Connor Roulette hungry around that net, looking for that puck and getting a stick on it, getting it over the pad of Meerwald, and giving his Huskies the lead. His third goal of these playoffs, his 6th point. Landon Kozer as well with his 5th point, 5th assist of these playoffs. So those two leading the way for the Huskies here, and a 1-0 lead. All it's going to take is one goal, though, for this UBC team to get back in it. We see Brett Meerwald, who's been very solid. 12 shots faced, 11 saves. But yeah, UBC just have to get one past Nolan Meyer, who's looked very solid, and the floodgates could open here. But it's going to be a very tight, physical, fast third period as UBC look to get this game tied up, and the Huskies looking to come here to UBC and take game one and put UBC on the ropes for tomorrow's Saturday matchup.
Speaking of being on the ropes, as you and I were talking about, in the break, Mount Royal Cougars have hung on for a 6-2 victory over the U of C Dinos. And so they take a 1-0 series lead. And 4 offenses in these semifinals in the Cougars, Dinos, Huskies, and Thunderbirds that are so impressive. And excited to see what all 4 teams have in store this weekend. And a 1-goal game heading into the last 20 here between UBC and Saskatchewan. Yeah, UBC on the power play, 1:10 left in the penalty to Cole Jordan. The T-Birds would love to tie this one up and give the home crowd something to cheer for.
Yeah, and they want to try and get that done early so they can get to their game. Don't want to be chasing this third period.
Jake Lee, near side point, steps down the boards. Passing off, Mutala shot. Traffic in front, it hit his teammate, still loose in the crease, and the net is off as we get a whistle. That hit Atkinson in front, and then a melee scramble for the loose puck. Eventually the whistle is blown.
And you see a couple bodies on top of Meyer there as Jake Lee to Mutala, top of the slot there. Good traffic in front there with Atkinson and Douglas getting dumped onto Meyer by Kinneberg there. And
you think the messaging in the room was get traffic to the net?
Yeah, pucks and traffic around Nolan Meyer as he continues his fantastic form these playoffs. You got to make his life hard. UBC maybe trying to get that too perfect of a look, too perfect of a play. Just get shots and bodies to that net.
And there's a shot from Williams and a pad save as he was perhaps looking for the stick of Atkinson on the tip. And that bounces past the stick of Mutala. A foot race for here to Tkachuk. Mutala was pretty casual there. Didn't realize that Tkachuk was on his tail until the last second. Douglas into the zone. Chris Douglas to the point to Mutala. Cole Jordan set to step back out. A one-touch feed from Atkinson and a good stick from Bayros. Huskies have killed off the second UBC advantage, or third rather. T-Birds now 0 for 3. Huskies 1 for 3 on the advantage.
And UBC unable to capitalize there, but are going to keep their foot on the gas here this third period, leading the shots 21-12.
And Meyer had to make a decision there. Was elects to hold on for the face-off as he was looking for a teammate to play it to, but none was there. Face-off will be inside the Huskies zone.
And if you're the Huskies, want to play conservative this third period, but also cannot sit back as UBC are going to try and pour the pressure on. Need to continue to play your game in this third period. So strong up and down the lineup. Head coach Brandon Cote is going to roll those lines. He's got confidence in his team.
Saraglio stepping in with a shot blocked, and he'll keep it in the zone. Reinhardt, stretch pass ahead. Petruik has Roulette with him. Petruik shoots, stopped, the rebound. Roulette scores! Connor Roulette! Second goal of the game as a 2-on-1 rush turns into a 2-0 lead for the Saskatchewan Huskies.
And just like that, Connor Roulette making this UBC team pay. What a stretch play between the Huskies there. Chance Petruik and Connor Roulette off to the races there. Almost a, Petruik with a really good shot there. Either beating the pad of Meerwald or right off it for a pad pass there to Connor Roulette, who took his time there trying to pick that spot and beats Meerwald as he continues his absolutely blazing playoffs, his 7th point and second goal of the game.
Pelche was trying to get away. Cedric Kang stays with him. Now a shot towards the net, and looking for a tip was Saunderson as he had Hayes going to the net. Meerwald able to get a pad on it. Riley Kotai. UBC trying to get something going offensively as the big kill for the Huskies. And after the kill, they come down with a 2-on-1 rush and convert. Cedric Kang a shot. Liam Kindry. Cole Jordan kicks it free. Cedric Kang pinches. He's knocked off the puck by Pelche. Kindry in support. Chips for Kotai. To the point, Lambos intentionally wide. A shot off the end boards is corralled by Meyer, and he hangs on for a face-off.
And straight from the penalty kill to production there for the Huskies, as the dynamic duo of Roulette and Petruik able to capitalize right after the UBC power play, and not how this Thunderbird team wanted to start this third period, but now they really got to hop on their horse here and try to get a goal in this third period, get back in this game, and respond to that huge second Huskies goal.
Stebbings plays it ahead. A big hit there as Kozer taken into the boards. Puck chip to the Huskies side of center. Stebbings trying to find Holt. The puck bounces past Lee, and Holt is right on his tail. Jake Lee loses the handle. Atkinson chips it out to neutral ice. Back into the zone is Holt. He cuts to the middle with a shot. Lambo's tied up his stick. Jace Weir starting the rush for the Thunderbirds. Atkinson chips ahead to Mutala. Mutala to the point. Weir, Saraglio down for Douglas. Tries a feed through the crease. Weir into the corner. Met there by Atkinson. Mutala. Loose puck, and Douglas is dumped by Reinhardt. Now Reinhardt with it, a shot, and that's blocked. Gets his own rebound, and he was tied up by Saraglio as that bounces up and out of play off of the UBC defender, so the faceoff will stay inside the UBC zone.
And a couple rushes either way here as Reinhardt trying to load that one up, but I believe blocked by Saraglio and off of the UBC defender and out. And we've seen a lot of this matchup between these two lines of Thorpe, McNabb, and Wright versus Roulette, Pilar, and Petruic. As head coach Brandon Cote looking to get his top line out there for some more production. And Connor Roulette trying to continue his hot playoffs.
Yeah, 2 goals already for Roulette as he chips that one onto the UBC bench. Connor Roulette, a former 4th round pick of the Dallas Stars in 2021, and showing us why here in his first season in the Canada West, just ripping it up. 35 points in the regular season and already up at 7 points in 3 games in the playoffs.
And UBC in this third period need to get their offense going. It just seems that they're not playing with enough tenacity, aggression, and pressure in this offensive zone. Need to put their foot on the pedal here and try to get everything they can to the net.
Lambo stepping in with a shot, and that goes wide. Has a nice chance off the rush from McNabb earlier. Now McNabb in the high slot, and his stick was checked by Saunderson. Offside waved off as a shot is blockered away by Meyer. McNabb passing off to Lambos. Back to McNabb. One-timer just wide. Bounces off the end boards. Jake Lee. Met by Barros. Lambos plays it below the goal line. Ty Thorpe leaves there for Wright. To the point, Lee. Now Lambos. In deep for Ty Thorpe. Passing out looking for Williams, and that was just under his stick. As Petruic plays it ahead. Now Williams trying to catch the Huskies on a change, and that'll be just offside. UBC with perhaps their best shift of the game offensively as some good sustained pressure and a couple chances.
And we just said it, they needed to have a little bit of a wake up here in this third period following that second Connor Roulette goal and Kyle McNabb getting things going on the rush. And then Williams trying to catch the Huskies on a change there, but Ty Thorpe just a step offside.
Puck backhanded into the zone by Kozer. Saraglio up the boards. Kotai. Williams plays ahead to Kindry. Liam Kindry. Saraglio jumping up in the rush. He's taken down by Kozer. And it's chipped out into the UBC side of center. Kotai winds through the neutral zone, through the Husky defenders. Kotai stops up below the goal line, tries to leave for Kindry. Weir will pinch in. Williams tries a shot towards the net. A loose puck at the side. And it's worked out by Cole Jordan, knocked down by Sadra Kang. Following it up is Reinhardt. Reinhardt with a shot, a blocker save from Meerwald. Stebbings. Atkinson passing ahead to Williams. That pass broken up by Reinhardt. Keeler looking ahead for Stebbings, and that's broken up. Sasha Mutala chips and chases. Mutala trying to pass to the point to Sadra Kang. He does well to keep the puck in. Douglas tries to pass out front, and a good stick from Meyer takes that chance away from Atkinson. UBC pressing for a goal here in the third period. And a 2-on-1 shaping up for the Huskies. A shot there, and they score! Ethan Renier takes it himself, looks off the passing option, and that squeaks through Brett Meerwald for Renier's first goal of the playoffs.
His first of the playoffs, second point As off to the races once again, another 2-on-1 chance for the Huskies, and Renier just beating the blocker of Meerwald. You can see the frustration there on Brett Meerwald's. Looks up to the sky as he knows he should have had that one under his armpit. Squeaks through. And Ethan Renier gets the third of the game here for the Huskies. And really shutting down this UBC offense. It seemed that the Thunderbirds started to get their push going in this third period, and the Huskies shutting that right down with a third goal here, making it 3-0 Saskatchewan.
Yeah, the Thunderbirds are really having a tough time keeping up with the pace of the Huskies, and it's perhaps showing that they had 20 days between games. Of course, no excuses in the playoffs, and that'll help things out as Johnny Lambos absolutely levels Sorensen.
Yeah, as well, to piggyback off that, just not having the same level of energy in this one, it seems, for this UBC team. Just up and down the lineup, haven't been able to get their game going. We know how good they are in the offensive zone, through the neutral zone with speed, and just looks like that Saskatchewan has had them a little bit outmatched, especially in this third period.
Yeah, Connor Roulette, his fourth of the playoffs, came at 2:15 of the third from Petrovic and Reinhardt, and then Renier just moments ago at 7:54 of the third from Saunderson gave his team the 3-0 lead.
And there you see the massive hit from Johnny Lambos. You just need things like that from your veteran players to get your team going. And still tons of time left in this game, 10:54. If UBC are gonna get something going for a comeback, need it to happen now. And with this line of Mutala, Douglas, and Atkinson, head coach Van Bootenshawn looking to them to get the spark. And the officials discussing where his face-off will be for that icing call. Or possibly maybe an offside, yeah.
Just long delayed offside.
Yeah.
Approaching the halfway point of the third, and a delayed penalty coming up here against the Huskies. Right after the face-off, a slashing penalty. And it will be Connor Roulette who heads to the box for 2 minutes. An opportunity knocks here for UBC in their power play.
Yeah, their fourth opportunity now, and no bigger time for a goal than now for this UBC squad. Connor Roulette with the 2-minute slashing penalty. And as this game has progressed, this UBC power play has looked more and more threatening, but have been unable to beat Nolan Meyer. And I'm sure they will be antsy and hungry here to get one on this opportunity.
Jake Lee reverses for Mutala. Up for Chris Douglas. He weaves through. Douglas to his backhand, to his forehand. He scores! What an absolute beauty from Chris Douglas. And the UBC captain has put his team on the board. 3-1 here for the Huskies.
And we've seen that a couple times from the captain, Chris Douglas. And you can see him motion to the bench. Let's go, boys. What a move, Chris Douglas. If that doesn't get you going, I don't know what will. An absolute undressing of a move there from Chris Douglas past the Huskies defender. And he finally beats Nolan Meyer, cracking the Huskies goaltender in the third period, just under halfway through. And Chris Douglas gets UBC on the board with his first of the playoffs. Now down 2, 3-1 Saskatchewan.
Yeah, what a finish we're in for here with 9:47 remaining in the third period. UBC has cut into the Huskies' lead 3-1 off of a massive goal from Chris Douglas, and what a beauty that was. Sadra Kang is turned back. Smith plays for Sadra Kang behind the UBC net. Back for Smith. Bertholet on the forecheck. Sadra Kang will play it ahead. Atkinson chips and chases. Net there by Bayros, and he'll take a penalty as he takes down Bayros. And a little too much, says the referee on the forecheck. And it'll be a cross-checking penalty against the Thunderbirds, and you hear the crowd. They don't love that one, and neither does Scott Atkinson, as he's contending that he was just in on the forecheck and went for the hit.
Yeah, and that's that last push there. That sends Scott Atkinson to the box for 2 minutes. A little overzealous on that check on Bay Rose, as he'll now sit for 2. And yeah, it was a huge goal. We've seen time and time again Chris Douglas score such big goals for this UBC squad, but now going to need to kill off a huge penalty as Atkinson gets the cross-checking penalty, and Saskatchewan going to try and extend their lead, restore their 3-goal lead on their 4th opportunity on the power play.
1:35 remains in the penalty. Keeler tries a pass out front, and a big save from Mirwald as he gets across and absolutely robs Holt on a nifty pass from Keeler. And a big save from Mirwald there to keep his team within 2.
Yeah, Keeler with a nice little play there. I think possibly going off of a skate of a UBC player, but finding its way to Holt. And I think Mirwald possibly thinking he didn't have that one, taking a check behind him, but sliding over to stop that one.
Yeah, it was in the same spot that he got scored on the rush, so he was checking. Now Douglas just has a power play goal. He's trying to get away shorthanded. Chris Douglas stepping in, and a good back check from Connor Roulette. Kozer ahead to Roulette. One-touch feedback for Holt. Holt into the UBC zone, kept to the outside by Seraglio as he separates man from puck. And Kotai gets to it and sends it down the ice. A minute remaining in the Atkinson penalty. 7:55 left in the third. A 3-1 lead for the Huskies here in Game 1 of the Canada West semifinals on Canada West TV. Stebbings, top of the circle. 42 seconds remaining on the power play. Pilar steps to the middle. Over to Reinhardt. To Peltier. To Pilar. He settles it. Now passing in deep. Gets it back. Pilar steps to the high slot. Passes off. Bertholet. Bertholet looking for a lane. Shoots and stopped by Mirwald. As Bertholet was looking for the tip from Peltier. 20 seconds remaining in the Atkinson penalty.
And somehow that Bertholet chance getting through the traffic, as Mirwald had a couple bodies in front of him. Able to find that one and make a stop. And you got to think, man, how big is that Ethan Renier goal now for this Huskies team after that Chris Douglas goal, now keeping this at a 2-goal lead instead of a 1-goal game.
Yep, absolutely huge for sure. Atkinson will step back out on the ice. Huskies now 1 for 4. Also a huge kill there for the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, had the momentum going, and then a 2-minute penalty to give you a little buzz kill, but now 6:40 left in the third period, and UBC down 2 goals, need to get a quick one here, and then I'm sure we might get Brett Mirwald out of his net at some point.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that as Douglas flipping it ahead to Mutala. Mutala plays it in deep for Atkinson. That puck gets by Weir and goes the length of the ice. And will be icing.
Yeah, it was a pretty pedestrian power play there for the Huskies as they were happy to keep that puck in the zone, kill some time off. Keep this UBC team away from Nolan Meyer. And UBC got to put your foot all the way to the floor here in these last 6 minutes.
Jordan plays that away from Kotai's shot as Jordan was dumped by Kotai as they battled. Sadra Kang pinches in. Tkachuk picking up steam, plays it ahead, looking for Sorensen, and he'll skate out the icing. Ben Keon ahead to Williams. Backhand feed to Kindry. He tries to get loose and he's turned back. Tkachuk. Intercepted by Williams. He gets to the puck, plays it into the Huskies zone. 5:25 remains in the third. A 3-1 lead for the Huskies. Jake Lee. Lambos, rink wide, goes for Ty Thorpe. Thorpe picking up steam. Trying to play ahead for McNabb, a delayed offside. Kozer will take his time as he skates it ahead. Now for Kinniberg. Dumps the puck in. Jake Lee on the far side. Huskies retain possession. They'll be content to play pass here as they take some time off the clock. Lambos to McNabb. Ahead for Ty Thorpe. Thorpe. Drop feed for Mutala. Stops up. Passing to Chase Weir. He makes a move and shoots, and stopped by Meyer. Not sure he saw it, but he's able to get a piece of the puck. Now Douglas picking up speed to the middle. Passes off. A shot from Mutala. Turned aside. Atkinson battles with Kozer. And a delayed penalty as Atkinson. Oh, it's extra attacker. They're pulling early. Mirwald threw me off, so extra attacker out. A one-timer. Mutala stopped by Meyer. As Mirwald went to the bench, and I thought it was a penalty, but no, just the extra attacker out with 3:49 remaining here in the third.
No, I just saw him creeping towards the bench there. And yeah, with Saskatchewan able to kill off a couple minutes after that power play, head coach Van Boodenshaw going to the extra attacker early with just under 4 minutes. And I think, yeah, now that the Huskies killed off a few minutes and UBC unable to get a goal in those couple minutes, you pull Mirwald early here to get a long extra attacker advantage.
Kinniberg will skate it ahead himself. Lee for Mutala. Mutala gains the red line, sends it in deep. Bouncing puck, Douglas trying to settle it. Jake Lee tries a shot towards the net, bouncing puck, he scores! The Huskies are contending that it was gloved in as Atkinson was causing traffic, but it bounces off Atkinson and into the net. And just like that, the Thunderbirds are within a goal here late in the third period.
And able to win that puck battle, Jake Lee. Able to corral that puck, find it on the blue line there. And a pretty high shot that, not sure where it gets Atkinson. Maybe in the shoulder.
The officials are talking it over now.
You can see Atkinson not too worse for wear there, a little maybe unsure of what just happened as that Jake Lee ricocheting off Atkinson. I'm sure Nolan Meyer not sure where that puck had went at first, and that one off Atkinson past Meyer. And we have a 3-2 game, folks. Atkinson with his first of the playoffs, second goal for UBC here. A huge one now, just over 3 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely massive goal with the extra attacker out. As Kinniberg will play it in. We'll keep an eye on Meerwald again and see if he will head to the bench for the extra attacker once UBC gets the zone. McNabb will chip it into the zone. Out to play it is Meyer. Board battle here. Roulette. Renier, rather, doing well to take some time off the clock. Cole Jordan comes up with it. Takes his time. Plays it ahead. Looking for Tkachuk. Jordan. Back for Reinhardt. Stretch pass to Renier. Long shot. Glove down by Meerwald. Looked a little dangerous there. Saucer pass. What a feed. Just out of the reach of Mutala. Jake Lee. Lee picks up steam. Passing ahead for Atkinson. Bouncing puck is in the feet of Keeler. Douglas battles in the corner. Puck comes free to Stebbings. He chips, trying to get around Jake Lee. Stebbings trying to get away. Carter Stebbings just can't get a clean shot as he tries to bank it in off Meerwald and is turned aside. What a rush there from Stebbings as Meerwald will head to the bench for the extra attacker once more. 1 minute 40 to go. Ty Thorpe passes off. Mutala tries a feed through the crease. Puck bounces down as it's cleared to the UBC zone. Under 90 seconds to go in the third period, 1 minute 20. UBC looking for the equalizer. Williams in on the forecheck. Pilar sends the puck to the far side, kept in by Saraglio. Saraglio to Weir. Down for Mutala. Cross seam to Saraglio. One-timer Williams, and he misses short side. Into the last minute of play. Chris Douglas to Williams. Williams stepping to the point, will pass off to Saraglio. Down for Ty Thorpe. To the point, Williams. Over to Mutala, cross seam. There's the shot. Thorpe. Oh, what a save! Oh my goodness, absolute robbery for Meyer. As Saraglio steps down, gets to the loose puck, and Meyer gets across to get the glove on it. Oh, unbelievable.
Oh my goodness. Oh Lord, what a save. Nolan Meyer. Alex Saraglio cannot believe it. What a save. Not much more to say. Stretching out there.
Unbelievable. That was just
what a
incredible
flash of the glove. An incredible save there from Nolan Meyer. Everyone on this side of the arena that could see that one thought that was going into the net for Alex Saraglio. But Nolan Meyer, the reigning Canada West Men's Hockey Player of the Week.
Yeah, that deserves another look for sure.
Yeah, with a show-stopping save. Oh, baby, that is a highlight reel save for Nolan Meyer. We'll be watching that a few times back. Ty Thorpe off of the pad there for Alex Saraglio, who usually we don't see out in these late game situations. And could have scored the biggest goal of his UBC career right there, but Nolan Meyer said, no, thank you.
Still 40 seconds remain here as UBC pressing for the equalizer late in game one. Mutala sends the puck in. On the far side, Williams to Mutala. For Lee, UBC has 5 forwards out and Jake Lee. The shot stopped by Meyer through traffic. Rebound gets by Ty Thorpe as he plays to the point. Time ticking down. UBC has to be quick here. 13 seconds remain. Williams circles. He doesn't have the time to do that, and that shot blocked. Puck played to the point. Mutala has to get a shot. That's blocked by Holt, and the Huskies will hold on. A miraculous late game save with the extra attacker out from Meyer solidifies the victory, and Saskatchewan takes game 1.
And you can see the smile on Meyer's face. What a win for the Huskies here at game 1. Able to get out to a 3-0 lead, and UBC trying to fight all the way back and almost did, but thanks to Nolan Meyer, this Huskies team able to come out with a huge 3-2 victory here at the Doug to take game 1 and put UBC on their heels, on the ropes, on the brink of elimination in tomorrow's game at Saturday night at 7.
These UBC Thunderbirds have lost at home just twice all season, and they in regulation, and they lose in regulation here in game 1 of the Canada West semifinals. But a great late push from UBC. That was the team that we're used to seeing all season, and they really came out in that last 5 minutes or so as they push for the equalizer. They strike twice, but are unable to get the third goal.
Yeah, unfortunately, just coming out a little bit slow in that third period, but turned things around and were able to get going. We're able to continue playing their game in that third period, and we're able to find a way, find a couple past Nolan Meyer, fighting back down from 3 as we see a couple goals here. And it's a tough feeling if you're UBC to fight all the way back there. Had a good chance, had some good looks throughout the game, but Nolan Meyer just doing his thing. You see Connor Roulette putting his mark on this game. 2 goals, and UBC will try to bring things back here for tomorrow. You see the second goal of Connor Roulette, Chance Petruic as well, making a huge impact on this game.
Yeah, you see the 2-on-1 with Roulette and Petruic, and the kind of pad pass there, and Roulette takes his time and patience. And what a game for Connor Roulette. Absolutely all over the ice, and gets 2 goals to help his team win.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, what a playoffs for Connor Roulette. He's really spearheaded this Saskatchewan Huskies team, and this one here, maybe Brett Meerwald will want that one back, as that one now the game winner for this Huskies team off the stick of Ethan Renier. But UBC, a great response from them in that third period. We're down 3-0 with 10 minutes to go, and it all started there with Chris Douglas. Beautiful end-to-end effort there. Beautiful goal to finally get one past Meyer, get UBC back in this game, back from 2, but it just wasn't meant to be for this UBC team, who had the chances, outshot this Huskies team 30-20, and head coach Van Bootenschaan said, sometimes we outplay this team, but they find ways to win.
And here we get a look at the last the last save in that last sequence with the extra attacker out. And what a goal that would have been for UBC to tie it. And a 3-goal third period that would have completed, but Meyer just said nope.
Yeah,
I'm not letting that happen.
Yeah, what a comeback that would have been for UBC. Would have been a huge boost to their lineup. But Nolan Meyer, man, what a save. That's really the moment of the game right there. Could be the moment of the series, but we'll have to see what tomorrow brings for us, as a really tightly contested battle between these two. Was maybe a little bit slow throughout this game, as the Huskies put a good 3 goals on this UBC team. Not something we're quite used to, but UBC able to battle back, show that resilience, but unable to get the job done in that third period and come back, as the Huskies able to pull that one out.
Yeah, massive win for the visiting side, as the Saskatchewan Huskies, who are well-traveled, they have a big contingent of fans who came with them.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll be happy tonight as they get the Game 1 victory. Of course, a lot of hockey left to be played, and we're back right here tomorrow, Saturday at 7 p.m. for Game 2 of the Canada West semifinals. So the Saskatchewan Huskies hang on as they withstand a late UBC push and hang on for the 3-2 victory here in Game 1 For everyone here at UBC, thank you for tuning in. For Andrew Lote and myself, Raheem Kermali, we'll see you tomorrow, 7 p.m. puck drop between these two squads, the Huskies and T-Birds.